everyone. Welcome to Lexipath English Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us today.
Jack, I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh, this sounds serious.
Last week, I told my friend I'm supposed to meet you at 6.
Yeah, she looked at me like I was speaking alien language.
Well, you kind of were. That's actually one of the most common mistakes English learners make.
Which is exactly why we're tackling it today. We're diving deep into 3 little words that pack a huge punch.
Be supposed to.
By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to use this phrase without sounding like a beginner.
And trust me, native speakers use this all the time. In work emails, in arguments, in apologies.
Even when making excuses.
So whether you're preparing for a job interview, chatting with friends, or just want to sound more natural.
This episode is for you. Let's get started.
All right, Anna, let's start with the basics. What does be supposed to actually mean?
Great question. At its core, it means something is expected.
Expected by who?
Could be by rules, by other people, by plans, or even by society.
Exactly. Now, here's what's interesting. It's not as strong as must.
Right. If he said, you must submit the report, that sounds like an order. Very strict.
But you're supposed to submit the report sounds more like an expectation, a responsibility.
Less aggressive, more conversational, which is why native speakers love it.
Okay, let's look at the structure. Are you ready for this?
Hit me with the grammar.
Subject plus be verb, am, is, are, was, or were, plus supposed to, plus base form of the verb.
Let's break that down with examples.
I am supposed to finish this project.
She is supposed to call me back.
We were supposed to meet yesterday.
They are supposed to arrive at 3 p.m.
Notice something? The verb be is always there.
That's the part people forget, and it's super important. We'll come back to that mistake later. But first, let's talk about when we actually use this phrase.
Because understanding the structure is one thing.
But knowing when to use it, that's where fluency begins.
So, Jack, when do we use be supposed to in the present tense?
We use it for current expectations, rules, or regular responsibilities. Let me give you some real-life situations.
Please do.
Situation 1. You're at work. Your manager says, employees are supposed to clock in before 9 a.m.
That's a company rule.
Exactly. Situation 2. You're visiting a friend's house. They say, you're supposed to take your shoes off at the door.
House rule. Very cultural.
And situation 3. You're waiting for a bus. The schedule says it arrives at 8:15. You tell your friend, the bus is supposed to arrive at 8:15.
But it's 8:30 and no bus.
Right. This is where the phrase gets interesting. Sometimes supposed to includes disappointment.
Oh, totally. Like, the meeting is supposed to start at 10 o'clock, but it's 10:25.
Now you're annoyed.
Very annoyed. The same structure, but the emotion changes everything.
Let me demonstrate. Listen to my tone. You're supposed to be here at 9.
Okay, that's just stating a fact.
Now listen, you're supposed to be here at 9.
Whoa, now I feel guilty.
See? Same words, different emotion.
All right, let's practice together. I'll give you a situation, and listeners, you create the sentence. Ready?
Let's do it.
Situation 1. Your school has a rule. Students must wear uniforms.
Answer: students are supposed to wear uniforms.
Perfect. Situation 2. You're in a library. Someone's talking loudly. What's the rule?
You're supposed to be quiet in the library.
Excellent. One more. Your doctor told you to exercise 3 times a week. What do you say?
I'm supposed to exercise 3 times a week.
Great job, everyone.
Now, let's move to something even more interesting.
The past tense, also known as
The regret zone.
Jack. Why do you call it the regret zone?
Because when we say was supposed to or were supposed to, we're usually talking about something that didn't happen.
Regret, guilt, disappointment, frustration.
Let me tell you a story. Last Saturday, I promised my sister I'd help her move apartments. We planned to start at 8 a.m.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I stayed up late watching Netflix, overslept, and woke up at noon. Classic.
My phone had 18 missed calls. When I finally called her back, I said, "I'm so sorry. I was supposed to help you this morning."
Notice what happened there? Was supposed to does 3 things at once.
What do you mean?
First, it acknowledges the plan existed. Second, it admits you failed. And third,
It softens the apology. It sounds less harsh than just saying, "I didn't help you."
exactly. Here's another example. Imagine a couple having an argument.
Oh boy.
We were supposed to save money for our vacation. Where did it all go?
Ooh, that's not just about money anymore.
Right. That's about broken expectations, maybe even broken trust.
The phrase carries so much emotion.
Here's something funny, though. Native speakers also use was supposed to when making excuses.
Oh, we definitely do.
Listen to these.
I was supposed to go to the gym, but it started raining.
I was supposed to eat healthy, but someone brought donuts to the office.
I was supposed to study, but my favorite show dropped a new season.
We use this structure to explain why something didn't happen.
While still sounding somewhat responsible.
Exactly. It's the polite excuse phrase.
All right, practice time. Listeners, create a sentence.
Situation. You planned to call your mom yesterday. You forgot. What do you say?
I was supposed to call my mom yesterday, but I forgot.
Or maybe more honestly,
I was supposed to call my mom, but I completely forgot.
perfect.
Now, let's flip it around, Anna.
You mean the negative form?
Exactly. You're not supposed to. This is how we talk about rules and restrictions.
The structure is subject plus be plus not plus supposed to plus verb.
Let me give you some examples. You're not supposed to park here.
That's breaking a rule.
You're not supposed to eat candy before dinner.
Every parent ever.
We're not supposed to talk about that?
Ooh, now it sounds secretive, like there's a story there.
You're not supposed to share confidential company information.
That's a serious workplace rule.
Here's something interesting about English-speaking cultures, Anna.
What's that?
We often use "you're not supposed to" instead of direct commands because it sounds less aggressive.
Oh, great point. Compare these two.
Don't use your phone here.
You're not supposed to use your phone here.
Big difference in tone.
The second one is explaining a rule, not barking an order.
Exactly. Much more polite.
Let's practice this one. Situation, movie theater rule about outside food.
You're not supposed to bring outside food into the theater.
Good. Here's a fun one. Your friend is on a diet, but they're about to eat ice cream. What do you say?
Aren't you supposed to be on a diet?
That's gentle sarcasm.
Very native-like. We use questions like that all the time with friends.
All right. Speaking of mistakes.
It's time for the error zone.
Okay, Jack, what's the number one mistake learners make with this phrase?
Easy. Forgetting the verb be.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. I supposed to finish this today.
Nope, that's incorrect.
The correct version is, I am supposed to finish this today.
You must include the be verb. Think of it this way. Supposed acts like an adjective here.
Right. Just like you say, I am happy, or I am ready.
You say, I am supposed to go.
What's mistake number 2, Anna?
Using the wrong verb form after supposed to?
Example, I'm supposed to going.
Wrong. After supposed to, always use the base form of the verb.
Correct version, I'm supposed to go.
No ing, no ed, just the base form.
Mistake number 3 is pronunciation.
Oh, this is a good one.
Many learners say, I am supposed to go. But native speakers actually reduce it. Jack, say it naturally.
I'm supposed to go.
Don't worry about speaking that fast right away. Just train your ears to recognize it.
When you watch English movies or TV shows, listen for this reduction.
Last mistake, confusing supposed to with should.
These are not the same.
Should is advice or a suggestion.
Supposed to is an expectation, plan, or rule.
Compare these. You should exercise. That's my advice to you.
You're supposed to exercise. That's doctor's orders or your own commitment.
Feel the difference?
All right. Now let's hear this in real conversations.
Time for some realistic dialogues. Jack and I will act out different scenarios.
Listen carefully to how we use the phrase and what emotions we're expressing.
Ready? Hey, Jack, what time are we supposed to meet tomorrow for the movie?
I think we're supposed to be at the theater by 7:30. The movie starts at 8.
Perfect. Should I bring anything?
Nah, you're not supposed to bring outside snacks anyway. They check bags.
Right, I forgot.
Let's talk about scenario 2.
Okay, I am ready, Jack.
Sarah, this report was supposed to be on my desk this morning.
I know. I'm really sorry. I was supposed to finish it yesterday, but the data came in late.
Okay, but we're supposed to present this to the client in 2 hours. Can you finish it in time?
Yes, absolutely. I'll have it done in 30 minutes.
Great, thank you. Did everyone catch all those different uses?
Let's break down the emotions we just heard.
In the first conversation, it was neutral, just checking plans.
Second one had disappointment. The boss was clearly not happy. All right, Jack, let's wrap this up. What did we learn today?
We learned that be supposed to expresses expectations.
It's softer than commands like must, but stronger than suggestions like should.
In present tense, we use it for current expectations and rules.
In past tense, it usually means something didn't happen, and it brings feelings of regret or disappointment.
And in negative form, it expresses rules and restrictions.
Thanks so much for learning with us today on LexiPath English Podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us and share with a friend who's learning English.
We release new episodes every week with real-life conversation practice.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.